On today's episode of Warehouse Safety Tips, we're going to be talking about maximizing safety in forklift operations. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, Warehouse Safety Tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast.
On today's episode of Warehouse Safety Tips, we're going to be talking about something that we've talked about in the past and maybe even recently, but that's forklift operations and just the safety around it. It's a very important subject and one that we want you to keep top of mind. We're going to provide you with 5 simple tips that will help you. These are not the end-all, be-all tips by any means. Make sure that you follow the rules, regulations, and guidelines at your specific facility, but these are going to be a great place to get started. So the very first thing we want to cover with you is recognizing hazards. This could be in the form of pedestrians walking around, narrow or cluttered aisleways, sprinkler systems, and racks or poles. The things that are going to be the everyday things you might encounter, make sure that you recognize those hazards and that you're always watching them and on the mindset of keeping them in your peripherals and just watching out for them. The second thing is something that we should cover on every single one of our broadcasts, and that is training. Making sure that you are authorized to not only operate the lift truck. If you have a facility where you need to be licensed, make sure that you're licensed and that you know all of the different things that go along with operating that lift truck. The third thing is going to be inspections. That is making sure that your lift truck is operational, all the different aspects of your vehicle. Make sure that you check it to make sure that the last shift didn't have any sort of things going on that they tell you or that you can see, and that also at the end of your shift you go over the lift truck with the people that are coming on to the next shift to make sure that they know that everything is operational as it needs to be. And if it's not, make sure that you tell somebody to get it in maintenance. We never want that to be an issue, such as your wheels or your mast or anything that can be an issue whatsoever. Your lights, your horns, just any of the warning buzzards, backup sounds, anything like that. We want to make sure that those are operating at their utmost operational being. And then the next thing is going to be maintenance, making sure that you go through and provide the maintenance on those lift trucks, again, to make sure that you're keeping the batteries maintained, you're keeping the fluids that need to be in it, all your cables and everything are good, again, your wheels and things like that. And then the last thing is going to be operational risks. That's going to be things like tipping over, falls, collisions, knowing your weight limits, knowing how to properly lift loads, how to stack loads, just everything that has to do with the operational risks that are involved. You follow these 5 things, again, they are not the end-all be-all, but they're going to keep you on the way to operating a lift truck in the safest way possible, and that's exactly what we want you to do, is operate safe and go home safe to your family. So again, we want to thank you for being part of another episode of Warehouse Safety Tips. Make sure that you have a great day, stay safe, and here is a word from one of our sponsors.
It's scientifically unexplainable. It's virtually indestructible. And it's taking over the entire planet. But in a really good way. It's Mighty Line floor tape, the most durable floor tape in the world. 7 times thicker than average floor tape. Beveled to endure pounding warehouse traffic. And backed with a super strong peel and stick adhesive, so you'll never have to worry about painting shop floors again. Mighty Line floor tape, the only durable stripe.